The playoffs are back in Pittsburgh. After a 3-year hiatus, the Steelers have punched their ticket to the postseason for the 31st time since the 1970 NFL merger.
Woo!
Pittsburgh's road to the 2020 playoffs began with a franchise best 11 wins to open a season.
And Mike Tomlin and company move on 11-0.
Look what's that?
Led by the resurgence of their quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger. Big Ben and his group of pass catchers were the only unit in the NFL to have 5 players with 5 or more touchdown catches.
That's Juju at the 5, to the goal line, touchdown!
Both Juju Smith-Schuster and Chase Claypool tallying 9.
You talk about Mapletron, 4 times Mapletron.
4 touchdowns.
Deontay Johnson with 7.
And that is Deontay, wheeling and dealing and stepping into the end zone.
And Eric Ebron with James Washington rounding out the group with 5 apiece. But it wasn't all offensive fireworks. In fact, the 2020 Steelers took a page out of their predecessor's book and led with their defense.
Rush coming, and good night, T.J. Watt.
Behind T.J. Watt's leading 15 sacks, the Steelers' defense ravaged quarterbacks all season long, registering 56 sacks, which led the NFL and tied a franchise record set in 2017. The Steelers' defense wasn't just getting after opposing quarterbacks, they were picking them clean as well.
Throws over the middle, intercepted. It is Minkah Fitzpatrick, 25-20, 15-10. Touchdown, Minkah!
Minkah Fitzpatrick and company finished the season tied for the most interceptions in the NFL with 18.
It is Mike Hilton, an over-the-shoulder interception.
For the Steelers, the playoffs begin the same way the regular season left off, with a matchup against their division rival, the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have arrived in the postseason for the first time in 18 years.
The Cleveland Browns are back in the playoffs, 11-5.
Cleveland's offense is fueled by Nick Chubb,
Touchdown, Browns!
Kareem Hunt, and their accomplished running game. The Browns rushed for 2,374 yards on the ground this season, which was good enough for 3rd in the NFL. January 10th, 2021 will be the 139th game played between the Steelers and Browns. While the Turnpike rivalry has had its share of memorable moments throughout the last 60-plus seasons, this will be only the 3rd playoff meeting between the two. Their first postseason matchup came in the 1994 playoffs at the confluence of the Monongahela and the Allegheny Rivers. The top-seeded Steelers ran roughshod over the Browns, gaining 238 yards on the ground.
John L. Williams for the touchdown.
Neil O'Donnell added 2 more scores through the air as the Steelers took the first playoff battle 29-9. 8 years later, the two would meet again in the 2002 wild card round.
Browns said they wanted us today. Be careful what you ask for, baby. Be careful what you ask for.
The Steelers fell behind 14-0,
Down the sideline, touchdown.
24-7,
Holcomb going for the corner of the end zone, has a man, touchdown! Dennis Northcutt.
and 33-21, but never lost their fight.
Now rolling and looking, throwing back in the end zone. It is caught. Is it a touchdown? It is. Play fake to Bennett. Back in the end zone. Tipped, touchdown! Jeremy Tooman. The crowd on their feet and alive. Maddox throws, goal line, touchdown!
Steelers down by 5. They go with a draw handoff. It goes into the end zone for the Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown. How about them apples?
The touchdown by Chris Fuamatu Ma'afala and the accompanying 2-point conversion to Jeremy Tooman sealed the win for the Steelers 36-33. The comeback also marked the last time the Browns made an appearance in the NFL's postseason.
That's how you come back, baby.
While this will be Roethlisberger's 22nd career playoff game, this will only be the 2nd playoff appearance for Smith-Schuster and Watt, and the first for James Conner, Fitzpatrick, Johnson, as well as for Baker Mayfield, Chubb, Myles Garrett, and a host of other Browns. The third playoff installment marks the 15th time in NFL history that two teams who played each other in the final game of the regular season would also meet in the very next week in the first round of the playoffs. Of those previous 14 games, 8 of the teams that lost the regular season matchup would go on to win their playoff rematch. The past 2 years, the Steelers and Browns have split their regular season meetings, with the home team earning wins in 2019 and this year in 2020. It's the Steelers and the Browns, a rubber match of AFC North foes under the lights on Wild Card Weekend.